Obviously I'm driving it at the moment and it's driving fantastically.
Yep, that's pretty bad, isn't it?
Hello and a warm welcome back to the Kilohertz Mercedes channel, and I hope you're all safe and well, and welcome to episode 6 of my Project C-Class series. Now you join me at the moment on the motorway on the way to drop off a set of staggered AMG alloy wheels. Now more on that later in the video, but I'll start with the car. Obviously I'm driving it at the moment and it's driving fantastically. Now you may remember from the end of episode 5 that we had major problems with the car. The gearbox was stuck in second gear and I'd been told by 2 garages basically that the car's essentially a write-off and to be scrapped. Gearbox specialist has said with the value of the car it's not even worth looking at it. However, my garage that I use all the time said they would have a go at replacing the gearbox flush kit, which I bought online, and have a go at actually flushing it out for me, but they couldn't confirm anything. So drop the car off. A couple of hours later I get a phone call from them and amazingly it's worked. They topped it up with all the oil, replaced all the seals and everything, and yeah, they mentioned that they put 5 litres into the car but didn't get 5 litres out. Now, initially, for the first couple hundred miles or so, the car was still a little bit jumpy. Took it on the motorway, doing about 70 mile an hour, it wouldn't go up to 5th gear. It, most of the time, would stay in 4th. However, since then, I guess the car's ECU has sorted itself out. The gearbox has kind of cleaned itself out. Now, I will possibly do another flush in a couple of thousand miles or so, because people have said it's the best thing to do to maintain the life of the car. But nearly on 2,000 miles now. I've been down to Goodwood and back, gone across the other side of the country, and it's been fantastic. So good, in fact, that I've even managed 60 to the gallon. So with the car running fantastically, I've decided to go ahead and do some modifications. First up is the alloy wheels, which I mentioned at the start of the video, but I've also had the, me and myself and my mate Ed have fit the AMG, the C220 AMG rear box to the car. And in this video, we're going to detail all the modifications I've done so far.
So you may recall from episode 4 of this series the condition and state of the stock rear exhaust box which is fitted to the car. Now originally these pipes would have been chrome and quite presentable, although they do face downwards. However, as you can see from here, they're in a very sorry state, with the left hand side even featuring some metalwork which is rusted away. So recently I bought off Facebook Marketplace a C220 AMG rear box, complete with twin AMG branded exhaust pipes. Now these are in a sorry state themselves until I got to work cleaning and polishing them up, which they now look as good as new. As my car has the AMG body kit already with the AMG rear bumper, this rear box will fit into the cutout of the bumper perfectly, looking OEM. Now what we believe has happened to the rear box is salt water corrosion. Now it's possible that the car in its past has been used to tow a boat and the owner would reverse the car back into the water, and over time this was eaten through the stock rear box. The front side of the exhaust is in great condition with no rust whatsoever, and the rust is just affecting the rear half, which would have been the part which actually would have been submerged under the water. So it's off around Ed's once again to get the car up onto his quick jack lift system. With the existing rear box removed and it's side by side with the new C220 AMG rear box, you can really see the sorry state which is currently in. This was actually an MOT advisory, so it's good to get this off the car and replace with another, which is another issue off the list. Ed soon got to work with his welding skills, this time with aluminium, which is a lot harder to work with due to the softness of the metal. Now we used the front end of the existing pipe and we cut it and then welded it onto the new AMG pipework. You can see here the quality of his welds, which I think look excellent. And with a new set of exhaust hangers all around, and nearly after 1 hour of fettling, the exhaust is back on the car. Doesn't it look great? It actually looks completely OEM, and you wouldn't think that the car didn't come with this originally. Not that I was really expecting much, but I did think that this new rear box would sound a little bit better. I appreciate it's a diesel, however there's virtually no change with the diesel rattle, as you'll hear here. This is surprising really, as for my old CLK 270, also a diesel, it did sound a lot deeper, as you can hear on this clip. However, the CLK was a 5-pot diesel and not a 4-pot as my C-Class is. Remaining around the back of the car, I've decided to remove the tow bar for 2 reasons. Now one is because I keep walking into it and hitting my knees, especially when I'm at the petrol station and I'm not looking where I'm going and I'm actually filling the car with some diesel. And secondly, because I want a cleaner look around the back of the car. The tow bar itself is detachable and I've noticed that there's a key hole on it. However, I wasn't provided the key when I bought the car. So I reached out to the manufacturer of the tow bar in Italy to see if they could provide me with a replacement key or a code, to no avail. So plan B, remove the rear bumper and try and remove it with some tools. With the bumper off, it looks like it's only held on with 4 large bolts, and with the help of an impact gun, I was able to remove these to free the tow bar. After disconnecting the plugs, it was free of the car. I'll need to fabricate some kind of custom bracket to hold the attachments in place under the bumper. With the bumper back on, you can just about make out the electrical connector hidden away underneath. It's possible that I might one day need to tow something, so having the option to reinstall it back again will be useful, I guess. Now the tow bar's around a good 10 kilos or so removing it will help with the car's overall weight and mileage. Obviously removing the bumper each time and reattaching it isn't as convenient as using the key, but with the absence of the key and no other option, it's not the end of the world and takes about half hour all in. So with the C220 AMG rear box fitted, the tow bar removed, and I've also debadged the rear, I think the back of the car's looking decent enough now. Being as my car is a sport edition, it came originally with a choice of 17-inch alloy wheels staggered as standard. Now these days these are fairly highly sought after. Mine, the ones that are fitted onto the car, is known as the Hodus 6-spoke edition. Now, I actually like these, however I want to go larger on the car. There's always been a certain type of AMG alloys from the early to mid 2000s which I've really liked and I've always thought looked great. These are known as the AMG 3 alloys. And they're fairly kind of rare wheels these days. These used to be found on CLKs, B classes and C classes, etc. on particularly sort of humdrum models, but I really do like the look of these, especially on a 203 C class. So a quick look on Facebook Marketplace again, and I was able to pick up a set fairly local to me. However, they did need some work. Off I went and picked them up. There was no trouble getting them in the back of the estate. The wheels had been stored outside for God knows how long, covered in mud and what looked like eagle shit. Now I'll get the power washer out and give them a good clean to see what's what.
And here's the wheels after a full clean. Now they of course could do with a full refurb. There's lots of scratches and pits and so on. I will attempt to sort this out myself with DIY kit. I have done wheels in the past on the channel. But yeah, I've got one problem though with one of the wheels. This one here, it's not holding air. So I've kind of been scammed, and the guy didn't mention this of course. But if you look at the back of the wheels, they're actually in a bad shape anyway. But that's just the surface where they originally were. Diamond cut, you can just see the kind of marks here. But yeah, there's a flat spot on the wheel where the air's coming out. If you can see that there. Just under where it says UAT. But yeah, that bit, there's air coming out. When I pump it up and I put some water over it, you could hear the air coming out. The tyre is in good condition though, so we should be able to keep that. I've just got to source another one of these alloys, which isn't going to be good. They are staggered, so this is going to be one of the front ones, which is slightly narrower than the two rear ones here. But yeah, nothing's ever straightforward, is it?
Due to the final state of the wheels after the clean, I bit the bullet and opted to get them professionally refurbished. Now the wheel centre I'm going to be taking them to said they could actually repair the wheel which isn't holding air for an extra 30 quid. So I thought it was far better doing that than sourcing another single wheel. A week or so later and here they are. Wow, don't they look amazing? Now I decided not to go for the slightly odd OEM satin look which they originally came with, and I opted just for silver, and don't they look great? Not only have they refurbished them, they've also ironed out any little knocks and dents in them and all hold air excellently. No cracks or anything to worry about. While I was there I also had all 4 tyres changed for a set of new Nankangs, a fairly decent mid-range set which will suit the car perfectly. And the tyres that were already fitted to the car had numerous puncture repairs, and also one of them had really cracked sidewalls, so it was a case of I had to get them. It was a necessity really. The biggest transformation has to be the inside lip. Just compare how different this looks now to how it was before. Yes, the wheels originally were diamond cut inside, but diamond cut wheels don't really work in the UK with our grit and wet salty roads in the winter. So I've opted just again with this complete silver look, and it looks fantastic. Good as new. I tidied up the centre caps as best I could. That'll do for the meanwhile, but going forward I'll probably get myself a new set. So it's now time to get the car up on the jack and replace these wheels. I reckon these are going to completely transform the look of the car and make it look excellent. Using my trusty torque wrench, I got them torqued to the correct spec. Now here's a little sneak peek at what the car looks like with these wheels fitted. However, I'll save the full reveal for the next episode. In that episode I'm going to go through all the different little tweaks and fixes I've done collectively over the car, cosmetically, to getting looking perfect. The car's actually at a point now where it's almost too good to use. Originally I wanted to make it into a kind of workhorse, but I've gone way past that. I couldn't help myself. If you made it to this point in the video, thanks a lot for watching and your support. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done already, consider clicking on that subscribe button so you're notified as soon as I upload the next video in the series. Until next time, thanks a lot for watching. Cheers.